there have been a lot of bureaucratic hurdles in Pakistan for foreign investors and domestic investors as well. So did you find those hurdles still there?
I don't know is the honest question, because I was being introduced to the SIFC, introduced to ideas, and I work with a lot of large companies, and so I'm interested. So I think what
so were they satisfied with the process?
Well, I didn't bring my clients with me, but what Ambassador Siddiqui and the cabinet that we met with, the SIFC, we met with the finance minister. What they did was they showed that they're very open to have the conversation about what it would take to bring in a great company and how they could think about it. And that's the right place for Pakistan to be. And in fact, it should never change. You always want to be having the conversation.
So we have seen a recent change in USA. 47th American president has taken oath. So our reliance is on West more than any other continent, because most of the exports are relying on Europe and America. So when you see recent statements of American president, so you realize one thing: if he is imposing tariffs on China, so what would be the position of other countries, like the weaker countries, developing countries? What would be their status then?
It's a great question, Adil. I think that the United States is balancing 3 or 4 different considerations in every relationship that they have. One consideration is security. If you look at the potential for tariffs, he talked yesterday about the largest tariffs being Mexico and Canada, 2 closest neighbors. But the reason for that in both cases is because of border security. America wants to be sure that it's very secure. And so the economic tariffs are being used to target security issues that they see for their borders. So it's an unusual time right now. So every relationship that America has is going to be seen through a lens of security, economic opportunity, geopolitical strategy. This is where Pakistan has amazing history, right? Pakistan's been at the center of all kinds of geopolitical history. It's like this, Canadian history is super boring by comparison. Pakistan's got all kinds of stuff going on,
exactly.
Right?
I agree with you.
And you've got fractured different groups inside Pakistan historically, right? So you've got a lot going on. And I think any partner, which is how America.
But for Canada, Trump has already said that he wants to make 51 states.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Canada can make its history while interacting with President Trump.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this guy's he's a real estate developer from New York. He's good at making people feel like he's negotiating, right? So, I think the relationship of the United States to Pakistan will always have a military component, a geopolitical component, an economic component, clearly an energy component, and energy and security are closely related. But I think that the critical thing for leaders in Pakistan and for people like yourself that are leading the conversation about things is to think, it's actually a good idea always, I think, but think about, as somebody in Pakistan, if I was going to look at investing in another country, what would it take for me to want to do that? And what would it mean for me to invest in that country instead of the country next door, right? And when you answer that question for yourself, you realize you have the same considerations as the people you're trying to attract into Pakistan. But also, and this is where we started the conversation, you want to create the conditions at home for your homegrown Pakistani entrepreneurs to be the winners, right? And one of the things the U.S. is doing with tariffs, it's trying to create a better opportunity for their homegrown talent. And I think that's the way that conversation is going to evolve on tariffs. So I think that knowing and understanding what the Americans are looking for now is going to be important. But it's very similar to what Pakistan would be looking for with its neighbors.
सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल दबाएं ताकि कोई खबर रह न जाए।